late. Like, to the point where I was worried that I was gonna, be late for stream. I was like, oh, okay, no, but I had like 45 minutes to prepare, so I wasn't actually late. I just, like I've said before, I like to laze in bed for a. Wow, the background music was so loud, but yeah, I like to laze in bed for a good amount of time before I actually get to sleep. If that makes any sense to anyone but me. What I do. Hi, Fishy. Hi, Uni. What's good? What's good for you guys? I don't know if it's morning or evening or afternoon for you guys, but I mean, just I adore the fact that we're all here at this very same time and enjoying ourselves. Hopefully, I am enjoying myself. Don't know about you guys. But like I was saying, I woke up gloriously, by the way, at 8:15 exactly, and I was like, oh no, I don't have enough time to stay in bed for an extra hour and be awake properly. So I forced myself awake, obviously, and got ready for stream basically. Though, to be honest, it does not take me 45 minutes. Like, it does not take me 45 minutes to get ready for a stream. I do half the preparations the day before and then just open and, like, just wait until it's stream time. And it's good that you're feeling pretty good, Fishy. I'm so happy for you. Beyond happy, actually. I'm ecstatic. I want you to feel good every single day. So, you should make yourself feel good every single day. That sounded completely and utterly wrong. I am sorry. Not really, but a little bit. Just a little bit. I'm a little bit sorry. Like I said, today's just a chill stream where we're just chatting and just having fun. So feel free to come in and out. Like, don't even think about it, honestly. I could keep on chatting by myself for like hours. No one can stop me. But yeah, I woke up this morning and the first thing I do when I wake up is look at my phone and check all the new updates that I have for chapters that I'm reading. Well, books that I'm reading. So I said chapters like so confidently as if that's what I wanted to say. My brain just like went pause for a second. But yeah, that's literally the first thing I do every single day. I wake up and I check on the books that I'm reading. I'm like, is there any updates? And one of the books I was reading, like yesterday, the whole day basically, not really the whole day, but like for a good 3 or 4 hours, has like 3 more chapters that were updated, and I was like, oh my god, this is the life, you know? Like, this is the life. You wake up, you know that you have some new stuff to read, and you wake up and you're like, this is the life. And that was exactly it. I woke up and I read those 3 chapters before I finally got up to go back into my room and decide, should I eat something? I'm hungry, but I'm not like hungry enough to like be problematic, you know? But then I didn't eat anything because there wasn't enough time for me to eat. Like, by the time I got back to my room, because I was sleeping in my sister's room, it was already like 8:30. So I was like, well, there's not enough time for me to eat like properly, so I'd just rather not eat and eat later. And boy, am I glad for that, because I bet if I was eating, like, if I started eating or started making something, I would have taken me way much longer to get the food and eat something and yada yada yada. You get the gist. But now I'm thinking, do people really eat before stream? Because I know a lot of people who eat in the middle of streams. Like, they'll order food and then they'll eat it in like a little food break situation. So do other people eat before stream or after stream? Like, I can understand if it's like a 7-hour stream, you want to eat in the middle, because 7 hours is too long of a time to go without food. It's not that I haven't done that, it's just that I don't advocate for that. But do other people eat in the middle of streams, even if it's just like a 2-hour stream. Which that feels kind of late. Like, I'm not gonna lie, that feels kind of just annoying in general. But yeah, I think it's much cooler today than yesterday. Yesterday was freaking hot. Like our whole house was so warm and I was so sweaty. I don't like being sweaty. I much prefer the cold, more pleasant weather. I don't mind the cold though. Like, I love the cold because I like to sleep in the cold. I feel like I don't sleep well if it's not in the cold. But yeah. At this point, I'm just flitting between whatever pops in my head because there's really not much in my head right now. Other than, I really like the cold. Oh my god, wait. Yesterday I saw a spider in my room and I freaked out. Until I was like, well, I gotta kill the spider because I can't have it living near me. I'm scared of insects. Not really scared, I'm just horrified. Not really horrified either. I can't find any words, as you could probably understand, but I don't like insects, okay? I have maybe mild mysophobia. I don't like other people touching my things. I don't like touching dirty things or being in dirty environments. Like, it just icks me out in the worst way possible. I just don't like it, and it makes me really annoyed. And yeah, I'm like very much downplaying how much I hate being dirty or being around things that may be dirty. Like, at this point, I don't even share things with people. Like, I'm okay with food because, like, you grew up in if you grew up in a place where like it's completely normal to share food all the time. But yeah, I'm still like iffy about sharing spoons and just like really, really things that go quite deep into your mouth. Like, if we're eating from the same plate, I'm okay, but if we're gonna share the same spoon, I will be a little bit grossed out, especially if we don't know each other that well. Like, if it's with my sister or my mom, I'm like more like, on the tolerant side of things, but usually I wouldn't be. I'd just be like, don't touch my stuff, don't touch my food, don't touch anything that I own. I will want to throw it away. I think part of it also comes from like my weirdly crazy tendencies of being like, no one mess with my stuff. That means like no one touching it if they're not like authorized to explicitly, which is like a weird place to be at because stuff just gets added and taken away from my room randomly sometimes. My room is kind of like the storage area of the house right now. A lot of people do. I know a lot of people who share spoons. Like, if you're with your family, you guys are eating something and there's like, for some reason, only like a few spoons and they're like, you need to like share spoons for something. They're okay with it. I'm not, mostly. Like, I will go through above and beyond to not share a spoon. Like, I'll eat with my hands. I don't mind eating with my hands. I'm like very okay with it, that actually. But like, I will be grossed out by touching food with my bare hands sometimes, especially if it's like cake or something. Like, I just can't in my head make connections where you eat cake with your hands, especially one that has like cream and frosting on it, and I'm just like, no thank you. I'm fine, alright, I'm fine. Anyways, I was reading this book last night. I realized how many times I just talk about books and nothing else. My life is very simple. I read, I sing, and I watch a bunch of shit, and I don't even have to study right now because I'm on a sort of a gap, 6 months kind of. But yeah, like, I just end up talking about books so much. Wow, my life is kind of boring. But yeah, I was reading this book. It's called Healer of the Ash King. No, Healer for the Ash King. Something like that. Anyways, it just had a lot of like those cliche book tropes. Again, it's like quite much set in another like universe era situation. But yeah, basically they all have magic, and like the king isn't quite receptive to people using magic. And then the MC is like this like, you know, magic user who has healing and water powers. And so she's like, oh, like so the king comes over to her village to ask, like, you know, to conscript her into his service as a what is it called, as his healer. If you guys know about the selection series, it was kind of like a mix of selection but with harder like challenges. Like they were like literally competing for the spot of wife, but not in the way that you think, right? So he's a king, and like he's a feared king, and he conscripts this healer who he's insanely attracted to. And so like the healer goes with him, he comes on to her, she's like, no thanks, like I'm okay, you know, I'm not really interested in you like that, not yet. And he was like, you're hot, but no thanks. And then so he has to like, basically it's like a contest for who gets the man, and it's like a bunch of like noble high society people, not including the healer. The healer's just there as a healer to heal his future bride candidates. And that's the tea, is that she was there to heal all of the people he might be marrying. He didn't end up marrying any of them. Spoiler alert, he married her. I feel like that's not a spoiler because like it was quite obvious. But yeah, it's quite a predictable book, but it's still like well executed enough for me to appreciate the love, care, and attention that went into making it. Yeah, really fun books to read these days, like especially since I get a lot of my book recs, the normal books, on Instagram. I end up like scrolling on like the on reels like for a lot, but only for books. Like I'm out there looking for books to read, like okay, this one looks good, this one looks good, this one looks good, this one looks good, and then I go and like have a separate thing for all of those. Like obviously I don't actually write them down, I just save the reel/post and then just come back to it whenever feels right. If it's really that attractive of a book, I will download it. I mean, I'll buy it then and there and be like, okay, I'm gonna read it whenever I feel like, but now I have it, so I can read it whenever. I said download like it's an app. It's not. Like I'm not a big fan of piracy, even though I kind of support it. I don't think I could keep up with the amount of money I spent on books. My addiction is out of hand at this point. Like no one wants to give me money if they know I'm gonna buy books, because one, I don't have the space to keep any more books currently, and two, I read too fast for it to be like a good deal. Like a book costs like 500 Indian rupees, right? And I will read it in like 5 hours, less than that sometimes, because books are heinously priced nowadays. Like I can understand why, but hello, we all have an addiction to fulfill, and I don't have at least it's not like drugs. At least I'm not an alcoholic. At least I'm not a drug addict. You know, I'm only a simple gal who's reading a lot, enough for it to be a problem sometimes. But yeah, it was a pretty good book, especially like, okay, no, you know what, I have a bone to pick with it though. The male lead's name was Perish. I don't think that's a good name for a male lead. Genuinely, like that just doesn't feel like a good name for a male lead. Like genuinely, I really do think the author could have found a better name, like a nicer sounding name. I'm a big believer in, if the names sound good, I'm gonna read it more. I'm like freakishly annoying about names, but I will literally go and like specifically find out meanings of the names that the authors have used, if they have any other extra connections and stuff like that. Like I'm like a little bit of a stickler about nice sounding names. Like if it's not nice sounding, I'm gonna be like, did you really do your due diligence and research? Really? Did you really? I'm really annoying. I'm not a good reader to have sometimes, because I'm just like quite critical. But then if you impress me, I'll start being very brain dead. Like I'll let you get away with anything, almost anything. But yeah, Perish is not a good name. I keep saying it, but it really isn't. I don't know why the author thought that this was a good name. Like, I know why they might have chosen it, because like the male lead's backstory has something to do with like destruction and stuff. But like, if that's the name he got as a kid, that seems like awful to do. You know, like you're like, your child is like, okay, what's oh, like my name is so cute. Like, what does it mean, Dad? And Dad goes, it means destruction. Yeah, your name just means destruction, which I find just absolutely hilarious for the purposes of a book, especially one where the backstory is so freaking like dark sometimes. Like, a lot of books just like have these like really funny parts to them. Like, they're well written, and then there's one thing that's gonna make you feel like you don't want to read it anymore, because it's so stupid. And I do that a lot. I'm like so fickle and shallow about some things. Like, I'll be like, oh, then the name doesn't sound good. Oh well, this author did was one thing that I wasn't gonna tolerate, you know. Book abandoned. I don't do that often though. I'm annoying in the way that I read is that I end up reading the whole thing. And if I leave it in the middle, then like, trust me, it's actually bad. Like, nothing can save it. There's this one time where I read this book. The only thing I remember about it is the title has the words, "Who said you can't marry the same mistake twice?" And I was just like, no, don't do that. It's not even a good book. Like, I was interested because I was like, okay, well, let me see. It's like a second chance groveling novel. Sure, give it to me. I'm ready to consume today. And I started reading it, got like about halfway through, and I was like, yeah, I can't do this. Like, this is actually physically painful. I don't remember anything about that book, only that I didn't want to end up reading it because it was just like so bad. And I was like, well, you know, like, you know what? It's just sad that it's like this. You know, like, you could have anything, but it's sad that it's like this specifically. But yeah, it's funny thing that I end up talking about books a lot. Again, I'm coming back to this because I just feel like I don't talk about much else these days. But also that nothing really has been happening in my life. Like, generally speaking, I'm in like a completely lull state of mind where I'm like, oh, I'm just having fun. And like, yeah, obviously I'm trying to do as much as I can in these like 4 more months, I guess, to like do whatever the hell you can and get like progress of some kind in every part of your life. But like, generally speaking, I'm on a break, so I can take it easy, right? Because the last 8 months before January, I was literally in living hell for some reason. The reason was I was in my first year of college and I was studying every single day. Like, I would get up at freaking 7 in the morning, go to college at like 8, and then come back home by like 9. Why? Because the college I was going to, terrible college by the way, just terrible. But the college I was going to basically had classes every single day from like Monday to Friday, from like 10 in the morning to like 6 in the evening. And the thing is, right, I am a music major, so I also have to do like extra practices, all the homework, everything, like all of these other things, plus not including all the assignments and projects and like personal projects you may have. I didn't have time for any personal projects. Oh my god, I'm hungry too. You should go eat. You should go eat, fishy. But yeah, I don't even know how I survived those past 8 months. Like, I genuinely don't know. Like, I have very little memories of what I did in those past 8 months. Like, I know I studied, but what did I study? No idea. None at all. I don't remember. But yeah, funny thing is, my room is too hot to be like lived in right now, because the curtains are missing and I have like huge windows in my room. And it's really hot, so all the like the sunlight pours into my room and it becomes like quite like warm, and I'm not good with warm environments. I become very woozy, lightheaded, and just I'm hungry and you're nomming me. Uni and Fishy, what are you guys doing? What are you guys doing? Oh my god. Okay, you know what? Hugs for you, Fishy, because fasting is, like, for some reason, it is a lot of work. You know, I don't know why, but fasting is a lot of work. Every single time I've done a fast, like, it's okay, I can get through it, because like I have the bad habit of not eating a lot, and so like if I don't eat for a few like hours or days, I'm like kind of okay. Like I eat a little bit, but not enough for it to actually do much. But I just, it makes you so exhausted. You're like, I want to eat, but I can't because I'm fasting, and then you keep thinking about food, and you're just like, why can't I not eat? What is the point of this fast if I can't be happy? You know? It just makes sense. What's the point of life if you can't be happy? Listen to me and do what you want. Because that's what you should do. Live your life the way that you want, you know? And just really show the world that you're here for good. The world is your oyster, you're the freaking pearl, and you own it. And so you should just do whatever you want. The end of what I'm trying to say is just do what you want and have little to no regrets, because apparently not everyone can, like, apparently it's quite hard to live a life with no regrets, although like it's completely achievable via mindset basis. I don't know how to make anyone else's mindset resemble mine. I basically brainwash myself into so many things that it should actually be kind of criminal how many times I've gaslit myself into thinking a certain way. But to be honest, that is the best way to like change your mindset about something, is just manipulate and gaslight and brainwash yourself into thinking that it's an actual thing that you have to. Also, my average view duration right now is 11:11. I wanted to mention that because I'm a believes in supernatural and superstitious things girly, and that's pretty good. You know, 11:11, pretty good. But yeah, I mean, like, okay, I was just talking about the best way to change your mindset. It is for sure 100% brainwash yourself. You know, you just do it little at a time. Go look at yourself in the mirror and just be like, yeah, this is how it is, and just keep convincing yourself that it's actually that's how it is, and you will for sure brainwash yourself. How do I know? Because I did it to myself. That's the only reason I have a positive outlook in life. Like, trust me, I was so negative all my life. Even like these days, it's still quite hard for me to get rid of the habit of just going to the worst case scenario before I ever think about the nice things in life. And I'm just like, well, like I successfully brainwashed myself into going for the nice case scenarios way more than the worst case scenarios. And that really makes me want to say that, like, it does help if your mindset is different about life. Like, if you keep changing your mindset, if you keep trying to like make sure that your life outlook is instead, not on the like, oh, I'm realistic so everything's gonna be like bad for me, but just like, I'm realistic so I must believe that everything will be good for me. And it does turn out to be good, not gonna lie, it does. You know, it's real. Manifestation is real. You should do it. And like, it's not even like funny how many times I've just randomly thought of something and got it instantly, because manifestation works, and it really is just as simple as thinking it and it happening. Which is like just a little bit funny, and I think it was a little bit mind-boggling. And you're just like, what? How does that even work? And I'm like, I don't know, but I believe. You know, I believe in the unconditional love and support this world has for me. It's just how it is, you know, built for success. If I sound like I'm an arrogant, narcissistic person, it's because I'm trying to be on some level. I want the arrogance I have and the narcissism I have to be like way more than I have any. Like, I'm on like -20. I want it to be at least 0. So, you know, I must actually go through the process of becoming like an arrogant and narcissistic person, at least on some level. And that just means believe and trust in your abilities and be, love yourself. I'm not very good at either of those things, but we're trying. We really are. It's It's a really hot day today again. It's quite much cooler than yesterday, but it's still hot enough for me to be sweaty. I don't like being sweaty. I just think it's ick. But the real problem is the fact that the ceiling fan in my room isn't as fast as I'd like it to be. And I know it's gonna be repaired soon, but like I'm gonna keep complaining about it until it's not repaired because I'm annoying like that. But yeah. You know what? You know you're so correct that it's not, but saying it that way makes me feel less worse about doing things like that. Because yeah, it is called confidence. You are so smart. I love when everyone knows what I'm talking about, even though I didn't actually mean to make sure that everyone knows what I'm talking about. But yeah, it's not called arrogance or narcissism. It's called confidence for sure. But I'm not talking about confidence like externally. I'm talking about like self confidence that I don't have a lot of, or any at all really. I feel like that's quite obvious when you meet me. After a while you're like, yeah, she's quite insecure. And I'll tell you that even myself. Like I can just be like, I'm really insecure. Like I'm insecure about the weirdest shit in my, like you would ever think. Like you wouldn't think that people would be insecure about this, but people are insecure about this. And yeah, that's why I'm like, it's okay, like it's completely fine to like just call it arrogance and narcissism, because sometimes that helps instead of like, it sort of de-escalates the situation for me, where I don't have to think too much about what I'm doing or what I'm saying, and just be like, I just need to be arrogant and narcissistic sometimes. And I keep saying it like that because I like to put myself in a negative light most of the time, so I end up choosing more negative connotations for words that should be positive. If you catch me doing that, please call me out on it. Thank you, Uni. I'm not supposed to be doing that, so if you catch me doing that, you should tell me, and you should be like, hey Mew, you're slipping, girlie, do better, But yeah, how has it already been 30 minutes of me talking? That went by like it was 2 minutes. I felt like I just started talking. Wow, I love talking. Yum yum. Don't ask me where the yum yum came from. I have no idea. Like genuinely no idea. But yeah, today has been like, okay, I found another book. I'm gonna go back to the book thing. Oh wait, you know what? Let's talk about Shadow and Bone, because I recently watched season 2 of it. Now I haven't read the book series, so I don't know if it compares to the books or not, but like the show itself is quite alright. Like it's not anything great or special or crazy amazing, but it's like good if you want to pass the time. And I had like 2 days where I didn't know what I should be doing and I didn't have much to read, so I just watched Shadow and Bone for those 2 days. I don't regret it at all. But recently I've also been watching a lot of like 100 Days of XYZ Game, and they're pretty good. I really like this one series called 100 Days of Graveyard Keeper. It has videos that go up to 300 days, and there's a 300 day like long video, like it's literally 3 hours long. If anyone ever ends up wanting to watch something like that, because they're really funny, especially the people who make them. There's the one who made 300 Days of Graveyard Keeper is called Floyd Son. Like it's a channel on YouTube, and I think they stream as well. But that video is hilarious. Like it's just, I don't know why, but there's just something about someone playing games for 300 days, like not in real life but in game, and just narrating every single thing they do there is for some reason funny. And they give like the characters that they meet like funny names sometimes. Like I recently watched someone play 100 Days of Graveyard Keeper. Wait, no, not Graveyard Keeper, Don't Starve. 100 Days of Don't Starve, and it was so funny because the person kept dying. So like the 100 days was actually like in a total of, I played 100 days, as in like I played 100 days to multiple playthroughs, but it was still hilarious because the person just like, they were really starting to learn how to navigate the game and really understand how they wanted to play it, and I just really liked it. I just thought it was really fun, and like I just thought like, hey, I kind of want to do something like that. Maybe on a stream, maybe I'll do it as a video. I'm not sure yet, but it sounds so fun. Like I was just like, wait, it sounds so fun, you know? But yeah, I end up watching really weird shit sometimes on YouTube, but I doubt there's anyone who doesn't watch weird shit on YouTube once in a while. If I'm talking really fast, it's because I have the super annoying habit of like totally just talking so fast. Sometimes people can't understand me, so I have to like consciously think about it and then slow down. But sometimes I'm not conscious about it. So if you don't understand what I'm saying, please let me know, because I will repeat it. I don't want anyone to feel like they just don't understand, because I feel bad if somebody doesn't understand what I'm trying to say. But yeah, back to the videos of gameplay. I know a lot of people would rather just watch people play a game instead of playing a game themselves. I used to be like that. I used to watch like my elder cousin brother play God of War a lot. When he used to play it so much, like I would go over to their house and I would just watch him play God of War. Because like it was one of those games that he was playing a lot, and I was just like, this is so cool. Like I also want to watch, like, you know, I also want to play games. Didn't actually end up playing a lot of games, but you know, I used to play WWE on his PS4, PS3. I don't remember whether it was a PS3 or PS4, but like either one of the PSs. It's been a couple of years since that actually. But yeah, I think it's just funny that I ended up doing this, even if it's just a side job or like a side thing, like a side chick situation. But like it's still so funny that I said something like that when I was young. When I was like, I want to play games and have people watch me, like, and it happened. I want to play WWE on stream, because it's a really fun thing to play. I don't know why. It's just been like always been part of my childhood. So I'm like, I want to play that. I want to be like if you guys have watched one of those like Niji Sanji WWE tournaments, I low-key want to like host something like that or be part of something like that. So I'm looking forward to maybe at some point doing something like that. Like it's just in my brain right now. Nothing is in the works at all, but I like the idea of it. And since I already thought of it, it's probably gonna happen, right? Like we all know how this works. I think of something and I'm like, well, that would be so nice, and then I end up doing it because I'm a piece of shit who doesn't know how to not give into temptation. Or more like I consciously choose not to give into temptation. I mean, I consciously choose to give into temptation. Like I'll just be like, you know, I have one life as Mew. Why should I squander away my life thinking of whether or not people approve of doing like XYZ things? Obviously I'm not trying to be a bigot, or you know, like if I'm not doing any of the like extremist things, that's completely fine. Like what's wrong with hosting a WWE tournament? Nothing, absolutely nothing, especially if it's just a video game. So it's probably gonna happen at some point. Don't know when, but probably. You know, there's nothing wrong with just deciding to do things because you want to do them. I think it's actually kind of good for you, because it's like you're teaching yourself that it's good to like just go after things that you want, which is so important, and way more important than thinking about what people think or you know what people want from you. Like just do whatever you want. Really, life is best lived if you just do whatever the hell you want in the best ways, where you know the least amount of people are hurt. So yeah, I think there's some parts of that I sort of live with, and I'm just like, I can't fathom hurting someone in trying to do something for myself. If someone gets hurt because they wanna be hurt because I did something that is completely unrelated to them, that's their problem. But like I don't go out of my way to go and like pull people down just so I can get up, you know? There's enough room for all of us up there. I don't have to climb on top of other people to get there first. Like there's no rush for me. I genuinely feel that. I think that's one of the reasons why I'm like not at all worried about the rest of my life, and I'm like, yeah, well, you know, it's not like I'm not worried about what's gonna happen or something, but just I have confidence in the future that it's enough. I know that my future isn't going to be bad, and that's enough. Like, I don't have to stress about all the tiny little details that I don't need to care about at all right now. Because no matter how much I care, it's not like it's going to change anything in the future, because the future isn't here yet. Or, well, it's always here. Because, every single second you step, you take a step forward in time, you're in the future. So, if I keep sweating about the tiny details of what's going to happen 5 years later, I think I would literally lose my mind. And it's not to say I haven't done that, but at that time I just didn't know what I was doing. I was just like worried about the most random shit that makes no sense to me right now. But I can understand why someone would be worried about that. At least the good thing is I can understand people. I'm like flitting on topics so much. I don't even know what I was talking about 5 seconds ago. But yeah. I finally decided that it's like much love on I finally decided that sleeping early is overrated. I did not decide that. I'm just saying it for the sake of it, because I keep sleeping late, because I end up reading or like getting busy with something, or like I'm playing a game and I didn't keep track of time. And I feel bad because like I if I was asleep, I would have a longer sleep, like a longer amount of sleep, and I would sleep better too. But I just end up not sleeping, and then I'm like sleeping at like 3 a.m. or 4 a.m. and then just like being stupid about it a little bit, if nothing else. But yeah, I think it's just like up to you, right? When you sleep and what you do. So it's fine, as long as I get a decent amount of sleep, obviously. Which I'm kind of getting, not... Although that's like... I'm not getting a decent amount of sleep all in one go. I'm like taking shorter sleep nap situations, and then just getting up, doing stuff I need to do, and then going back to sleep when I feel sleepy. I feel like that works for me for some time, but then it just needs to go back to actually sleeping for like 7 to 8 hours, which obviously I'll do. But right now my sleep schedule is all out of whack, and I don't think I'm in the mood to fix it. Yeah. Another random conversation topic, I haven't decided what to have for lunch. And you'll be like, hey Mew, why are you even thinking about lunch at 9:45 in the morning? Because I know I'm gonna be hungry after stream, and whatever I eat is basically gonna be my lunch. I haven't thought about it at all. I'm just like, whatever I feel like having at that moment will be what I have, which is true. It'll just end up being whatever the hell I want to have. Probably instant noodles. I feel like I'm craving instant noodles for some reason, Did I say instant noodle or instant noodles? I don't know what I said. I have no idea what I said. I'm completely like in basically in another headspace space where I don't really I don't really filter myself much. Not that I do normally. I just say whatever I want to say in the nicest way I can say it, because I feel very bad about making people annoyed or angry or even slightly hurt. It's another insecurity and like people pleasing thing almost. But it's not really people pleasing, because I don't go out of my way to please people. I just feel bad if I hurt them, so I try to like cushion everything I say, even if it's the nicest thing I could say to anyone. I'll just be like, go out of my way to think of nicer words to use in a nice compliment. I don't know how people do that. I don't know if anyone else does that, but like I can do it. I'll be like, I will find out a way to misunderstand my own nice compliment, and I'll be like, well, I can't use this because someone else could think that I was saying something else, And so I'll like be like, no, let me just rephrase this into a way that it doesn't like sound off, because as I said before, I have quite a negative mindset towards a lot of things in life, and people are one of them. As much as I love and believe in people, I also hate people. If you've ever, not that I'm gonna tell you what the name of my podcast is, but if you've ever watched my podcast, or not watch. If you've ever heard my podcast, even by accident, I said that in one of the episodes. I stopped posting there like a long time ago because I was too busy to actually think of anything to talk about. But now I feel like an urge to go back to like making random podcast episodes, and all it was just me talking about random shit, like for like 15-20 minutes or an hour sometimes. But yeah, those podcast episodes, they just had like a very vague topic, and I would just talk about whatever I felt to talk about. It was just a way for me to talk. I tried to find every single solution of me like channeling my annoying, not annoying. If Hex hears me say that I called myself annoying, she'll be like, you're right, because everyone's a little bit annoying, but also why did you say that? So no one tell her, please. If she watches the watch, she's gonna know, but no one tell her right now. I don't want to get scolded today, or at least not right now. Also, she's really busy, so I don't want to disturb her. But yeah, what was I talking about? Okay, I'm kind of throwing a blank on what I was talking about. Oh right, of how I phrased even the nicest things I could possibly say, I still phrase them in a nicer manner, as if people don't actually misunderstand other people that much, right? But for some reason, I just go above and beyond to cushion and pad my words in a way that, like, yeah, I get that, right? Like, I understand if it sounds passive aggressive, someone else could take it as passive aggressive, but I will take my words wildly out of context. Like, I will bring out anything that anyone could possibly think of in that sentence, and I'll be like, no, that isn't something I want to like another person to think that I thought, so I'm gonna rephrase it, and it's gonna be even more like cushioned and padded than before. Like, I think one of those instances was literally yesterday, where I was talking to someone and I was just saying something like pretty normal, but I was like, oh wait, they could think that I was trying to like insult them, and then I rearranged my pretty normal words into something way more nicer and like just not normal. Like, not normal in the sense that it's normal, but it's just that it was like rephrased in a way that it made it like much more, oh, I'm trying to be nice, oh, I'm trying to compliment you, instead of I'm just stating a statement. My problem is I do that so much that sometimes I don't even realize I'm doing it. Like, at some point I did not realize that I was doing that, and when I did, I was like, well, I know why I do it, so I can't stop right now, because I would feel terrible if somebody actually took my words in a context that I didn't mean to give to them. But I think people are more annoyed at me with the fact that I keep clarifying what I'm trying to say. But sometimes I'll like type out a sentence, send it, and then be like, oh, this might be taken out of context, or this might like sound bad. So I'll go and post in a clarification, like brackets, be like, this is XYZ, this is actually what I meant, you know? And they'll just be like, you know, no one else is going to take that out of context that easily. Like, it's not that hard to take something out of context. Context. I know it's context, but I just wanted to test out what context sounds like. It doesn't sound good for sure. But yeah. I feel like I come up across as passive aggressive a lot, but that's my feelings. That is to say, no one has said to me that I was being passive aggressive, but I feel like I was being passive aggressive. So I went out of my way to make sure that other people know that I'm not being passive aggressive, and that's the problem. Is that no one said anything about it, like, right? Like, no one said like, hey, you're being hurtful, or you're being passive aggressive, or you're saying things no one actually, you know, like, you're saying things that are not nice. But I think of that by myself, and I go and like do this whole thing by myself, and I'm just like, well, at least I did my own part for myself, no one else. This is for my peace of mind. No one else is. Like, it's just for me. And so in conclusion, be selfish and do what you need to do, you know? Really just do what you need to do. But yeah, I find myself just like thinking sometimes about how hilarious it might be for other people watching or reading my messages, and they're just like, is she okay? Because it doesn't sound like she's okay. And I'm like, I'm okay. Yeah, no, I'm okay. I couldn't be worse actually, I could be. I'm much better now. The hoops I crossed for myself is actually quite funny. I've just been recently looking at a lot of like stream overlays and stream packages, and they all look so nice and refined, and mine doesn't look as nice and refined. And I'm okay with that because, like, there's always places to improve in life and in everything actually. So I'm like, it's okay. I can make it better because I have the privilege and the opportunity to just change things on my whim because I made a lot of the stuff that we're using myself, or my friends made it for me, and they're much happy to like just revise anything if I feel like it's not gonna work anymore. But the thing is, right, I don't feel comfortable telling them to revise shit randomly, obviously, because I feel like it's too much work, and it's not great to ask everyone to like accommodate to you. But like in this case, I'm just saying that since I made the stream backgrounds and overlays myself, I could just change it whenever I wanted because that's an option. I like that. I think that's quite helpful for me. Like, I just feel more comfortable with the idea that I could change things whenever I felt like, instead of it being a situation where I need to keep thinking about whether or not I can change things, if I can afford them or not. Like, I know a lot of people have that problem because they like, they commission their stream everything, and I understand that not everyone can make stuff for themselves. I find myself thinking, like, obviously if everyone could make stuff for themselves, like, you'd have people being out of jobs, and you don't want that. But not everyone has the privilege and luxury to be able to just change things on a whim because they felt like it didn't fit anymore. There's a lot of times people have to think about how much it's gonna cost and stuff like that. I completely understand, and I'm so glad I don't have to think of that because I'm just making it myself. And I'm okay with just going above and beyond to make sure my skills improve in this category of skills, like in this skill set specifically, because I saw a lot of these examples of people making like just videos, examples, stuff like that, of people making stream overlays, and I was just like, well, I did basically the same thing. Mine looks a little bit more unrefined, and I'm sure I'll find a way to like make it more refined, but right now I'm okay with where it's at. I think it looks good, like, regardless of the fact that like it's quite amateur and it definitely looks hand-drawn and stuff, because it is. I drew a lot of things by hand, but it still looks really nice because there's a lot of work put into it, a lot of thought, a lot of care and attention, and I think that's a good thing, especially since like not everyone has like I said, not everyone has the privilege to be able to just change things whenever they want, because again, it's for a lot of people, this whole thing, like stream backgrounds and stuff like that, they have to commission it, they have to like think about where or not they're gonna get it, how many like extra dollars they can set aside for it, stuff like that. I don't have to think of any of that. I can just do whatever I want, which makes me really happy because I don't like thinking of stuff like that. I think it's like quite annoying. But yeah, I just wanna go really above and beyond my appreciation for my model, because I think it's so pretty. Like, she's so pretty, and to be completely honest, she actually looks a lot like I do in real life. She's a little bit more anime-fied, obviously, but a lot of the things quite are handpicked from my very own face, which I think is so amazing. I think that's so great and wonderful. Like, I just adore the fact that Hex is freaking genius. I love Hex. I think Hex is great. I love all the people I've worked with for this specific thing. Like the person I'm working with for my music, right, is one of my friends I know IRL, and she's a freaking genius. I love her. Sterling just makes sense, and we're like such a good team. She just understands what I'm talking about, and I understand what she's talking about, and our tastes are quite very similar, so we work really well together. And I just love that about the fact that I'm so very lucky with people in this manner. Like, I just end up meeting people that work so well with me. Like, it's amazing. Okay, give me a second because I need to sneeze, so I'm gonna mute myself. Okay, I'm back from sneezing. That was a very aggressive sneeze, by the way. We were playing Hoa yesterday. Really fun, really chill game. And I thought I was sure I was gonna be able to finish it. I was like, this is so small. Like, as a game, it's like quite fast-paced and quite small, right? You could play it slower if you wanted, but I was just breezing through some of the platforming puzzle adventures that we were having. And I was like, we're gonna so finish this. And by the end of the time, like the latest, like the place that we stopped at was like where my energy started like really tapering off. So I was like, well, maybe I shouldn't, because it seems like I don't have the energy to continue. And so even though I really wanted to finish the game, I still ended up stopping because I was like, it's better to just stop. Especially since I was like really feeling the loss of the energy that comes with playing a game. I don't know why, but playing a game really like drags out energy out of me. I know it's for a lot of people it's supposed to be really relaxing and you're really recharging and stuff, but for me it's like quite a big energy drain. I think makes sense also because of the fact that you're streaming, so you have to think about what you're saying and how you're reacting and stuff. But I'm okay with commenting on like just giving commentary on what I'm doing, because I do it a lot alone by myself. Like, even if no one's there, I'm still doing it. But I think playing games especially makes me more exhausted. But I also think like it's the how to say it, it is because I'm quite new to streaming, so I feel exhausted because I'm like, I don't have the stamina that other streamers do have built up with their like their experience in streaming. They know like this works, this doesn't, and they know like if I do this, I'm gonna get more exhausted. Well, I have had not that much experience with that specific category of things, so my stamina for streaming is quite low, and I usually stop around 1.5 hours, right? Because I feel really exhausted by that point. I'm like, I'm starting to feel the loss of energy. So I feel like it makes sense that I stopped that fast. But I really did think we were gonna finish the game yesterday, and I was like, we're gonna finish it. And then I was just like, nope, we're not gonna finish it. It's okay though. It's okay, because it's still really nice. It's still like a good game. It's still stuff you can have fun with. It's still like you can take a break and you can end the stream and you can like come back to it later, which I think is so nice. Oh, another news, I was recording stuff yesterday. I think I'm gonna release the re-record of Whenever Wherever today, because I just I did not like the way I sang it on stream. And oh my god, I have a bone to pick with myself, because I know that I don't sing well, especially right after I've woken up, because like my voice isn't awake. I don't even have like, even if I warm up, it's still not awake enough for me to actually sing really, really crazy amounts. And I will get exhausted because it's really early in the morning. At least because I just woke up, so I feel like it's early in the morning. And I'm so glad that I did say that I was gonna change the time, because I don't think I could have been okay with singing in the middle, like early in the morning again, because it just is a lot of strain on me and my voice. So I'm like, I'm so glad I decided to change the time, especially since this 9 a.m. thing was only for a month, and the month is basically over because today is my sister's last exam, so I can stop streaming in the morning now, which I am so glad about, because wow, streaming in the morning is way more like I feel like it's gonna be way easier to stream in the afternoon or evening when I actually feel like I'm awake and my brain is awake and everything I do is okay, instead of in the morning where I feel like I'm still sleepy, I'm still asleep, I'm still like in the haze of sleep. I think that also contributes to how I stream. I feel like that's why I have less energy in the morning, because even though I wake up quite okay, like I wake up quite literally with a smile on my face. It's not even a joke. I literally wake up every day with a smile on my face. Like I wake up and I'm smiling wide. I'm still exhausted in the morning. That doesn't mean, like, just because I wake up with a smile on my face does not mean I like mornings, okay? I do think mornings are okay, but not great. My favorite time of day is indeed evening. Well, like, more afternoon heading into evening, so like twilight almost. Because I don't like mornings. I think they're very pressurizing. I think everyone has gone to school at least. I feel like everyone understands that since you have to wake up early for school, that sort of puts a pressure on your head, right? Like, you have to wake up every day and you have to go to school and you have to concentrate at like 7, 8, 9 a.m. in the morning. I just don't want to be about that anymore. I want to be able to live my sweet life of waking up whenever and doing whatever whenever. I think everyone wants that on some level. Which is, like, I get it. I do get it. Indeed. I can't think of anything else to talk about right now. I kind of want to just stop stream for today. Should I? We could talk for a bit more, I think, like 15-20 more minutes, and then I stop. Yeah, that's pretty good. It's just a good end of taper off point is right now. I'm seeing in advance. I'm gonna probably stop streaming like 10-15 minutes. So let's keep talking though. Yeah, even though I wake up with a smile on my face, I just don't like mornings. And obviously that has in part to do with like the messy college, the first year of college, especially since the first semester I had to do like in my home city and not the college where the college actually is. The time difference really fucked me over, and I had to get up at like 6 in the morning to attend classes sometimes, and it was just not a good time. 6 in the morning is not a good time for classes. And you can imagine me, I don't have a good sleep schedule, okay? Like, I don't even try to keep a good sleep schedule anymore. Like, I've just given up. I'll try at some point again in the future, but I've just given up. So I would sleep at like 12 a.m, 2 a.m. sometimes, and get up at like 5 or 6, sometimes 7, like right when the class starts, and do the class, and then like keep doing classes, and then go to sleep in the middle of the day because there's literally nothing stopping me because I was so exhausted. And when I went to the actual like place the college was at, I think it was significantly worse because I just didn't have time to sleep. College would take all day. Yeah, it was at least like it wasn't like a crazy amount of time difference, just 2.5 hours, but that was enough for it to be a problem. But it was like I was sleeping according to the time zone I was living in. So like even though I could have like totally slept at like 10 p.m, I was sleeping at like 12, 2, and I had to get up early in the morning because my classes go according to the time zone that the college is in. And when I actually got to the country the college was in and actually started doing college there, I think it was worse. I definitely do think it was worse because I would stay all day in college, come back home to college work, go, like basically not get enough sleep ever. And I definitely didn't have the time to eat. Like sometimes I would just skip meals and I would drink Coke, like Coca-Cola, as like a meal. It was ridiculous, and I definitely shouldn't have been doing that, but there was no one around to tell me or give me food. Like at least at home my mom would give me food, right? My sister's like out there, like in the house she's giving me food, or like she's giving me water when I need it. The only thing I made sure that was filled up was my water bottle, because I was like, yeah, but I'm someone who needs to use my voice, can't get away with not drinking water. But food, that's optional sometimes. There were so many days where I was just only eating half a meal, and I would just eat half a meal and then just live my life. It was kind of ridiculous, not gonna lie. Like at some point somebody should have told me like, hey, it's not okay. And like my flatmate was gonna like did say that a lot, but she wasn't the best person to like talk about anything, because she would literally go to college and come back at the exact time the college ended, and she'd go out with her boyfriend a lot. And I was just like, well, we're not living the same life, girl. Like, how are you like living a life that is this easy when every single other person in this stupid course is literally having the worst time of their lives, probably, because it's just so intense. It's just so like so much work to do but so little time is basically what it was. I genuinely felt bad for all the people that were studying before me and after me. And I was just like, well, I genuinely feel bad as like somebody who has been a junior and now was like, in my last semester I was the senior, and so I was just like, I low-key feel bad for all these people, because I'm like, how are we all alive? Because according to my seniors, one of them is the IRL friend I'm producing my song with, right? Like, we genuinely don't remember what we did in those, like, for me 6 months, for her 3 months that we were actually in the college. Well, for me 8 months, for her 4 months, like, basically. We don't remember what we were doing. Like, we were literally have no memories. I'm like, I don't remember what I did. I remember that I studied. I have notes. Like, I just feel like it was a fever dream, because I wasn't eating, sleeping, resting, nothing. I was just going to college day in, day out, practicing day in, day out. Like, I don't even know how I was alive, because it was quite literally hell. On that note, I'm going to switch topics to something more lighthearted and nicer. I feel like eating instant noodles, very specifically YY. And I have some at home. So I'm gonna make it and eat it after this. And it's gonna be fantastic, because food is great and you should all eat food. And Fishy, I know you're fasting, but whenever you get the chance to eat something good. Food is just the best. Food is just so great. I love food. I love food more than anything else. Indeed, I do. But yeah, I think part of my reluctance on on talking about the 1 year of college I did, like first semester obviously online, but the second 2 semesters, well, the last 2 semesters being offline, is because of how much I don't remember stuff about it. I just don't remember shit, and that's why I'm like, I sound hungry. I do, because I am very hungry now. I think my brain is just short-circuiting because I want to eat food. I will do anything to go and eat food right now. But yeah. Okay, I think it's time I end stream. I sound delirious. And that's how you know I should go and like take a chill pill, especially eat something. So goodbye. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate all the support and love you guys give me. It's because of you that I want to do this more. I really wouldn't do it if it wasn't for other people, like genuinely. I don't think my narcissistic tendencies have gone up that much that I think people will come and watch me for no reason. Like, there must be a reason if people are coming and watching me, right? Like, I must have something good about me that people are coming and watching me, Oh, well, I'm taking a tangent. I'm not supposed to take a tangent. Bye-bye. Eat well, you guys, and sleep well if you're going to sleep. Thank you for being here. I love you all. Bye.